Children are educated by what the grown-up is, and not by what he says. It all depends on how we look at things, and not on how they are in themselves. One does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. Mistakes are, after all, the foundations of truth. Nobody, as long as he moves about among the chaotic currents of life, is without trouble. We cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. Loneliness does not come from having no people around, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important. There is no coming to consciousness without pain. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. The shadow represents the unknown aspects of the self. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. The foundation of all mental illness is the unwillingness to experience legitimate suffering. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. What you resist persists, and what you accept transforms. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with the darkness of other people. Every individual has something to contribute to society. Through pride, we are ever deceiving ourselves, but deep down below the surface of the average conscience, a still, small voice says something is out of tune. The process of individuation unfolds over time. Where love rules, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, love is lacking. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. The psyche seeks balance through compensation. The unconscious is not just evil by nature, it is also the source of the highest good. The pendulum of the mind oscillates between sense and nonsense, not between right and wrong. Individuation is the process by which a person becomes a psychological individual. We meet ourselves time and again, in 1,000 disguises on the path of life. In all chaos there is a cosmos, in all disorder a secret order. We are born at a given moment, in a given place, and like vintage years of wine, we have the qualities of the year. Where wisdom reigns, there is no conflict between thinking and feeling. Consciousness is a precondition of being. We cannot live the afternoon of life according to the program of life's morning. Your visions will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Dreams are the guiding words of the soul. An understanding heart is everything in a teacher. The inner world is as real as the outer world. No tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. The word happiness would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. Creative powers can just as easily turn out to be destructive. The brighter the light, the darker the shadow. Resistance to the organized mass can be affected only by the man who is as well organized in his individuality. We should not pretend to understand the world only by the intellect. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. The debt we owe to the play of imagination is incalculable. The unconscious influences behavior in subtle but powerful ways. A man who has not passed through the inferno of his passions has never overcome them. A dream that is not understood remains a mere occurrence. What youth found and must find outside, the man of life's afternoon must find within himself. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. The spirit of evil and the spirit of good are the same life force misunderstood. The aim of life is not perfection but completeness. There is no birth of consciousness without pain. The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. To confront a person with his shadow is to show him his own light. Wholeness is achieved through integration of opposites. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol, morphine, or idealism. The greater the contrast, the greater the potential energy. The difference between a good life and a bad life is how well you walk through the fire. Man needs difficulties. They are necessary for health. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, in order to avoid facing their own souls. The healthy man does not torture others. Generally, it is the tortured who turn into torturers. There is no light without shadow, and no psychic wholeness without imperfection. Symbols are the language of the unconscious. The least of things with a meaning is worth more in life than the greatest of things without it. The psyche creates reality every day. Even a happy life cannot be without a measure of darkness. The ego is only a small part of the total psyche. The creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct. To ask the right question is already half the solution of a problem. The unconscious speaks in images, symbols, and dreams.